is used throughout the world. It's used as a political tool as well as a socio-cultural tool. And so with this project, we want to analyze, at least in the birthplace of rap, which is the United States, trends within hip-hop. So we took 6 categories: political oppression, economic marginalization, ghetto conflicts, sexual exploits and homophobia, consumerism, and religious and cultural empowerment. And we wanted to look in trends within these categories, whether they remained the same, whether they increased or decreased. Lyrics under these categories will include anything that critiques the state apparatus, so anything to do with the penitentiary system or anything to do with police brutality. These types of things will fall under the political oppression category. In terms of economic marginalization, anything to do with the difficulties of obtaining, money to support a family or support yourself, things of that nature will fall under this category. Ghetto conflict will deal with violence, specifically gun usage, as well as drug dealing. And many critics will kind of dismiss rap because of this category, but as we've seen throughout the world and even in the United States, rap is used as a political and sociocultural tool, so we can't just look at ghetto conflict, and that's why we're looking at other categories, which includes anything with misogynistic lyrics and homophobic lyrics, anything in which the status quo is maintained in terms of, men are the dominant structures within rap. In brand names, in terms of common themes are cars, liquors, and apparel, and anything that has to do with, obtaining wealth. And religious empowerment has to do with anything that relates to kind of struggling to, adhere to one's faith in terms of struggle or, difficult times. And cultural empowerment has anything to do with something that, lyrics that go against the grain of other categories, such as, ghetto conflict, sexual exploits, and consumerism.
So before we could actually extrapolate any meaning from any of the hip-hop lyrics, we needed to come up with a body of work that we could analyze. To do this, we scraped the website, the original hip-hop lyrics archive, in 2 separate scrapings. This yielded about 90,000 songs for us to work with. Of those 90,000 songs, we eliminated songs that were not in English or contained any characters that could not be read in. So anything that wasn't in plain text, anything with an accent, or a weird cross or a funky symbol that you wouldn't normally see in a general Word document. After that, we had about 84,000 songs. Of those 84,000 songs, another web scraping program was written that went into a different website, Jacocks, to get the years that the songs were produced. We wanted to look at trends over time, so making sure that we knew when a song was released was really important. We successfully got the years for about 29,000 of them. We went in and we added 691 songs to either of the extremes, so 1986, 1987, 2011 through 2013. We added text files to those specific years to make sure we had a good representative sample. After that, those songs were uploaded onto a database, and the database made sure that we didn't have any repeated songs within the entire corpus, so we ended up with 18,856 text files for us to work with.
Once we had a working corpus of song ID with song name and the comprehensive keywords per category, we decided to score the songs based on those keywords and their frequency within the songs. This created a second table within our database that had the score of the song matched up with its ID. The score of the song was computed by taking the number of keywords present in that song for each category and dividing by the total number of lyrics in the song. So if a song with 100 words had 10 keywords present in that category, the score for that category in that song would be 10%. We then queried the database of all these songs with the year and made a comprehensive trend of the average percentage per song over the years. You have economic marginalization here, you have consumerism down here, and ghetto conflict up here. you can see that ghetto conflict is much higher than consumerism. That isn't what we're looking at. That has to do with the number of keywords present in each category. So the translation on the graph isn't what's important. Rather, the trends, the spikes and the dips, are what we were really focused on trying to learn. To give a better idea of how we went about this, the bar graphs overlaid on top of the line graphs that are the same as up here. Took 5 of the 12 most popular keywords in each of the categories and were normalized based on the number of keywords in that category. So you could get a better representation of how they affected the flow. So if you look at these two graphs down here, the most popular keywords, you can see they follow the same exact trends. These graphs, however, also show that sometimes it dips where these keywords spike. And that's because there was another 100, 120 keywords in the category that really had a larger effect than those 5 of the 12 most popular keywords.
So amongst the categories, there is actually a lot of overlap in the keywords. For example, here in the ghetto conflict category, we see the word bitch, which is this green bar, and we also see bitch over here in the consumerism category, which is also the green bar. In order to actually tell the context of these words, we would have had to have used machine learning, which unfortunately, with having to create our own corpus, we were not able to do in this summer session. So there were some questions that we had that were not answered. We wanted to know if perhaps there were other forms of political oppression that we did not have keywords for. It's a fairly comprehensive category, so where we were looking at the penitentiary system and police brutality, there might be mentions of things like surveillance. We also wondered whether there were artists that stayed within a specific category or whether they moved between categories over the years of their career. We also wanted to look at whether there were any links between calls to religious empowerment and misogyny, whether it's a direct or an inverse relation.
Thanks for watching!
Shit.
So